Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Mark, again. I got me a new computer. Isn't it cool? It's actually a tablet toughbook type thing. It's a Dell 7220 toughbook. Always wanted one of these. That's all it is, really. It's a touch screen thingy. But I got it hooked up to a Dell docking station with my big monitor. What the hell's all that mess up there? I didn't ask for that crap. And I must have hit a key or something down here on the keyboard. But, yeah, I have to say that, I have a problem. And by the way, I've got, probably 2 MacBooks. This one, Surface Pro. I could probably get 8 or so laptops. Gave all my workstations to my son, so I don't have those anymore. But I love this setup. I love the giant screen I have over here. But what I don't like anymore is this thing called Microsoft Windows. And you can see I've got some art on the wall. That is Iowa art. I love those little things, They're kind of creepy, but you fall in love with them after a while. And African art on the other side here, that's actually from Africa. Right over there somewhere. Oh, you'll see it. Oh, it's me. Yeah, so I got this new computer, and here's the deal. It's Windows 11, and Windows is Microsoft constantly wants you and all of your data on their cloud. And that's a terrible idea. Just terrible. I never thought the day I started Windows 3.x or whatever it was, that we would come to a point where Microsoft owns everything of you. All your data. All your privacy concerns, everything. Now, to me, I don't have any privacy stuff going on. I don't really care who sees my data. But I just don't like that idea. So what I'm going to do is today I'm going to do a video on turning this here Windows 11 operating system into a Linux operating system. Because guess what? Linux, whatever flavor you like, Debian or Ubuntu or the hackers Linux. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, it's got a lot of hacking tools. I used to use it all the time because I am a former hacker myself. Kind of a hacker, more of a lone person, but yeah, I've done a lot of assessments throughout my career. But anyway, so here the point is, let's just get rid of this Windows, okay? And I'm going to put Linux on this machine. It's going to be real easy. So one of the first things you do, and I hope you can see my screen. Let me just kind of zoom that in there a little bit, see what happens. We're going to download an ISO image. It's called ISO, okay? I go to my downloads here. Okay, so you can see I don't have a whole lot in there. This is pretty new. So I downloaded the latest Ubuntu desktop, AMD 64. That means it works for the Microsoft, or not, Intel processor. So processor in this thing, I think, is an Intel i5. So you download the AMD 64 ISO image. And all that is the entire installation of Ubuntu. So what you do is you can either put it on CD or DVD, or you put it on USB drive. And I'm going to put it on this USB drive. I really need some light over here or something. Hopefully this is bright enough. Anyways, got a USB drive. We're going to put that ISO image on this drive using the second program down here. It's called Rufus. So you download Rufus, and that will put the ISO onto this USB drive. So I'll be right back, and we'll tell you all more about it. Hey, it's me again. I'm back. And now look, remember, I got my USB here. We're going to put the ISO image on this USB. This is by the way, a 64 gig USB. And we're going to put that ISO image on here. Remember, using the Rufus program, right? Remember Rufus? So let's check it out. Let's do that right now. Should be pretty easy. Let's zoom in here a little bit, get my camera all focused and everything. So I'm sticking this into the USB on this tough book. You know, I like how this is a tough book. It's refurbished, okay, so I didn't spend a whole lot of money on it, probably $350. But the fan on it, the bearings and the fan are already going, so not so tough a book. I got my USB in there. You can see right down here. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know. Zoom in. Right now there's Debian on this. Well, I don't want Debian because I did some research and everybody says that Ubuntu is better for touchscreen systems like this one. I mean, this one even has a pen. So it has to support stylus, you know, all the real goodies that come with this type of system. So I'm going to take the Rufus here, right? I'm going to start it up. Yes, run the stupid thing. Do you want to look? No. Just put it on the image on the disk. So here's my 64 gigabit USB drive up here, right? And I need to select the ISO image. It's right there. So let me select this one that I downloaded yesterday, this Ubuntu ISO image. Bada bing, bada boom. Everything else, it's going to be a large FAT32. Sure, FAT32 is a good default to go with. And then I'm going to start. Write ISO image. The image uses Grub, but the application only includes the installation file of Grub 2.14. A different... No, use the default. You will destroy all the data on this USB. Oh no. Okay. All right. Let's go, let that run, and I'll be right back. Well, about 30 minutes later, it looks like Rufus is finally finished. So we are going to do something a little extra here, just for precautionary measures. Since this is a digital license of Windows 11, I'm going to check out the license key. What you do is you hit this one and you go to Properties. Can you see that? Oh, I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. Oh boy. Properties. Yeah, you can see that. Okay. It's kind of hard to see at my angle, but yep. You go to Properties and it'll show your PC and the license or product ID. And I would write that down just in case, you know, I have it printed out somewhere, but yeah, that's where you get your product ID key. And there's one other step you should take. You should find out how you're going to boot your computer to the USB, because that's what we're going to do next. Boot the computer to USB. Let's see if I can get this to focus a little more on that. Maybe just increase the... Oh, that's too bright. It's too dark. Yeah, whatever. So, I have a... this is a Dell 7220. So just looked at your computer model on the internet and ask the internet to Google how to boot to USB, and it'll tell you, you gotta press these keys and yada yada and everything. So for this particular model, I have to press F12 during the boot screen. So let me get that ready and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my USB now. It's plugged into my machine. Zoom out a little bit. Hopefully you can see that my USB is right here. And now I'm going to boot it to the USB. So I'm going to shut down the computer. Actually, I'm just going to restart it. Hopefully everybody knows how to do that. If you don't know how to restart your Windows, you're probably watching the wrong video. Alright, so let's restart. Find my F12 key on my keyboard. And wait for the Dell logo to show up. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Now I can see something going on here. Let me just, sometimes this docking station doesn't register properly, so I'm just going to unplug it and replug it. Hopefully that'll come up here on the screen real quick. And no, it's not, so what I'm going to do is just unplug this from the docking station. Alright, so now you can see that, right? So I've got a little screen that come up from the BIOS, and I'm going to select the disk here. It says USB disk. The other options here are USB NIC, another USB NIC. You know, that's all network related. So here, let me kind of show you that screen real quick so you can see that clearly. I'm going to select this one. No, I'm not going to select that one. What happens if I, you know, the sad part about this is it might require, it hasn't really loaded the touch software yet, so I'm going to need to connect a keyboard to this physically. I don't think a USB or a Bluetooth one will work either, so pretty sure it's got to load the OS before anything. So I'm going to have to, I don't have a keyboard with this. So I'm going to connect something to it locally and see what happens. So be right back. Let me get this set up properly. Okay, so come to find out, I can use the keys down here to actually go up and down. So I selected the USB, and what it says was try or install Ubuntu. So I'm going to say oh wait a minute, no, it's this one. I'm going to say okay, maybe, yeah, there it goes. So let's see what happens. Probably should connect this keyboard again, the docking station. Connect the docking station again. Hopefully when Ubuntu comes up for the installation, it will register all the connections. Kind of move the camera a little bit here and zoom in. Oh, there it is. Nope, yep, I was premature. So it does come up to the screen. Now, I'm going to give you fair warning. Make sure you have your product ID. If you have some kind of backup, disk or whatever, that's great, but this one doesn't have a backup. I'm not afraid to wipe off Windows. If you're afraid to just completely go forward, that's totally on you. As long as you know how to operate, you know, USBs and operating systems, it shouldn't be an issue. Alright, I put this down now, I think. Oh, no. It looks like it's on a dual screen type configuration right now, so I'm just going to leave that as is for now. Oh, I don't know if you can see that down there, to tell you the truth. Let me go back down there real quick. Go down to the little screen, zoom in and everything. Tilt that down. Boy, I hope you can see that. I can't see it very well from where I'm standing. Come on. It's hard to see, but it's asking me select English. Yes. My mouse is here, say next. Accessibility, customize your needs. I'm just going to go next. English, I'm going to connect to the Wi-Fi. Mark, this is my Wi-Fi. Put my password in. It's probably going to need the internet so that it can upgrade as it's installing. Okay, next. An update is available for the installer. Say update now. Shouldn't take too long. Oh, the other Linux I was thinking about was Kali Linux. K-A-L-I. It's got a lot of hacker tools on it and everything. You know, if you're into that kind of stuff. And really, to tell you the truth, any Linux will do that. It's just the fact that you have to install the extra tools like Nmap or Burp Suite or whatever tools you want to use to crawl and fuzz and hack the things, you know. Okay, it says update ready. It's got a little icon here. It says install release. That's right up here. And it's got a little red thing around it. Let's see what happens. I'm going to install that. Let's go through the setup again. English and everything. Connecting. I thought I connected already. How many times have I got to connect to this bad boy? Oh, there we go. Once again, I guess. You can see on the big screen over here, there's also this here install. So I think I'm going to try to move that over. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm going to move that over to the other screen. So there we go. Oh, oh. Yeah, there we go. I got it up on the big screen now. All right, moving the camera. Now we can see that better. Next on the, I don't know what the hell it's doing there. Oh, okay, that's part of it. Next. I'm going to do an interactive installation. This is, you know, if you have a script. I don't have a script, so. It's asking me if I want a default selection, or if I want to install extended selection, an offline friendly selection. You know what? I'm going to do the extended because I do want some Office programs. And the cool thing about Ubuntu, it has Windows-like Office applications. And I believe it's going to install, Libre Office. And these are all like Word and Excel, PowerPoint stuff, but they're named differently in Libre. And it's free, so it's great. Remember now, even though this stuff is free, it's probably a good idea to donate whenever you can to the community. You know, it's kind of how we keep these things alive and updated, and you know, it takes a lot of manpower, a lot of involvement from the community side to keep all these systems up to date. Get you the latest drivers and the latest support drivers for all your different computers and computing configurations. Okay, so it's asking me about install recommended proprietary software. I'm going to select yes. You know, we've got maybe some proprietary Wi-Fi hardware, graphics. So yeah, that's a good idea. How do you want to install it? Well, I have kind of a couple of options here. If you really don't know what you're doing, or you're kind of afraid, you can actually do both operating systems on the same computer. So that's great. So myself, I'm going to erase the disk. You know, that's the really kind of advanced thing to do. But if you're kind of itchy about it, Might want to install both. I don't want to install both. I'm getting rid of Microsoft, period. I'm going to erase the disk and install Ubuntu. Do I want advanced features? Encryption? Yeah. No. Encryption could get you in trouble because you need the keys for encryption, and if you lose those keys, you lose everything. So I'm not really afraid about drive theft or somebody stealing the pad here, because it's going to be password protected anyways. So create your account. We'll just call it Q. My computer name, I'm just going to call it Q tablet. Username is, I'm just going to say Mark. Username's invalid. What? Why is that invalid? That's weird. What's wrong with it? Oh, doesn't like caps. Alright, let's create password. Don't show it. I don't want you. I'm not going to use my password, man. Cap locks is on. Alright. Use Active Directory. Use Active Directory. That is a big no. I don't need to connect to a Windows directory. Require a password to log in. Yes. Chicago, Illinois is my time zone. Review. Yada. And there we go. Now this process is going to take a while, so I'm going to cut this off and be right back when it's done. Okay, I'm back. The install probably took about 10 minutes. Wants me to restart. So I'm going to restart now and pull the USB out. Okay. Here we go. It says press enter. Yada. Wait for it to boot here. I've got a login prompt. Just going to click on my login name, type in password. Sooner or later I'll get this all up on one screen. They ask you if you want to upgrade to Ubuntu Pro. I don't need that. That's more or less for enterprises. I'm just going to use this for personal use. I don't want to share system data. App Center, yada. Let me see if I can get this to one display. Let's see. Primary display will be 2. And I have the option to disable one of those, so I'm going to disable this one. And then everything should, should come up top. All right. Zoom in here to the screen so we can see everything. Kind of go on this side. So you see I have a bunch of icons over here. So now we're just ready to roll. Now, this is something, Thunderbird Mail, that always comes with Linux. It's, it's kind of like Outlook Mail. I might try to set that up with my Hotmail account, but right now I'm not going to do this. You can see that it's already installed the Word equivalent of LibreOffice. And so it looks a lot like Word, right? It's just, you know, it's pretty much the Linux flavor of Microsoft Word, except it's free. So, yeah, and I may or may not want to install the entire LibreOffice suite. So, in this is not a tutorial on how to run Linux, but you get all your applications from this area here. So, for example, let's say I wanted to install LibreOffice, and it's as easy as that. You just install it through the GUI. There's no more command line stuff that you have to deal with. You know, it's come a long way from the old days where you had to go, you know, to terminal or something, and just type everything in, and every program you ever wanted. I still go there a lot, but this little icon down here kind of gives you all the apps that have been installed. It comes with all these apps. Software updater. It'll continuously update. Remember, I think. Oh yeah, that's remote desktop. Yeah, we don't want that. Anyways, if I wanted to install the entire suite, I could do that real easy here. And I think actually the cool thing about this, there used to be a pretty cool game on here. This is LibreOffice Math. It looks kind of like a small version of Excel, so if I wanted a real Excel equivalent, I would install LibreOffice. So there used to be a game on here. Let's go to the other page. Well, it doesn't look like there's. Yeah, I'll have to look for it. So a lot of times in the old days, you'd have to go to this command prompt and just, you know, type commands and and you know, you can install everything in here by typing apt update. Kind of update the package. 89 packages can be upgraded. So yeah, it's something you probably never use if you're not really familiar with Linux. But yeah, so this is it. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to this is a music player. Probably install my Office VM client. It's Omnissa. It's what was formerly VMware. It's a Horizon client. That way I can just dial right into my work and use their Windows systems from my Linux system. So yeah, looks good. You can customize things just like you would, you know, any other system, right? And it's awesome. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. It teaches you how to get that on there real quick, and you have alternatives. Again, you know, caution you if you are a little sweaty about this. You have that option to dual boot either Windows or Linux, or if you're really brave or you know what you're doing like me, you would just wipe Windows altogether. So I hope you enjoyed this video and kind of opened your eyes a little bit. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.